How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today for you I do have my review for the February game of the month. That is Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Now, I was a huge fan of the first Garden Warfare game. It was actually the very first Xbox One game that I purchased when I bought my Xbox last year. And I've always really enjoyed the Plants vs. Zombies series, going back to the mobile game on the cell phones. I had it on my DS, so I've really enjoyed the Plants vs. Zombies license, and getting a chance to actually play it in a third-person shooter type genre has always been kind of fun to me. So we're going to actually do a little bit different with this review. I'm going to break it up into three major parts. We'll go ahead and we'll start with the first one, and that is, does it work? With these reviews, I've kind of gotten to thinking and exactly how I wanted to do the reviews, and I think it's best just to focus on three aspects of the game, because honestly, I don't care about, does it look like the E3 trailer, are we getting promised things, did they lie to us and those things. I really don't care about that. I think that's just more of clickbait stuff for people down the road and other YouTubers to use, and I don't think that that's something that's even relevant, to be honest with you, and unless it's like drastically, they show you something that just looks absolutely amazing, and the next thing you know, you get Mario on, like, from the NES. That's just, to me, it's just pointless. But I'm getting off on a sidetrack. I want to focus on these three aspects here. The first one being, does the game work? I.e., are there any kind of glitches? Is there major issues with lag? How's the gameplay? How does it flow? Everything like that. So overall, I'm going to say, if you've played the first Garden Warfare, you're going to be very familiar, and it's going to be easy to pick up in this one. The mechanics are going to be relatively the same. There are a few new characters that were added on both sides, both for Plants and Zombies, even though they have new abilities and things like that. Again, the 3 ability mechanic they have is the same. Everything flows the same way. It's just how that character performs is going to be different for you in regards to the new characters. As far as lag or anything like that, I wouldn't say there was any more than normal. Sometimes we ran into sometimes we didn't, but nothing that isn't anything that is to be worried about. I think with this game, and even with the first one, I don't ever really recall major lag issues with it. So I think the servers are really good for this when it comes out. And it could just be that, whereas there's still quite a few people playing it, and there's still quite a few people that continue to play it, it maybe not be as popular as, say, something like Battlefield or Star Wars or Call of Duty, so you don't have that major issue. But like I said, there wasn't much to notice about lag or anything like that. A little bit of glitching here and there every once in a while. Again, nothing that is incredibly game-breaking by any means. There was some textures and some frame rate issues sometimes when you try to load into a game or things like that. Things just loading up once everything boots up for the match. But again, none of it is ever really during the match, and none of it for sure is game-breaking by any means. It doesn't cause you any problems while you play. I'd have to say, as far as mechanics go or anything like that, the biggest issue that I know a lot of people on the Facebook pages, on the forums have been posting, and I know they've done updates, I can't confirm whether they have been balanced or not, because you continue to see issues with this on the Reddits and things like that, is character balancing. The zombies are very underpowered, whereas in the plants are extremely OP. In particular, the Rose character, you'll see a lot of people complaining about that character, and even when you go into the matches, when you play the plants, you'll see a lot of people utilizing that character. So I do think there is some character level or balancing that needs to be put into play, especially on the plant side. But I'd say overall, the finished product, doesn't need a whole lot of updates. It doesn't need a whole lot of patching or anything like that, because it does work fairly well. So with that said, I'm actually going to go ahead into the next category that I think is important about these reviews and about the games, and that is it fun? Wait for it. We get it here. There we go. Is it fun? We all play video games because we want to have fun. We want to enjoy the time we're playing it. Sometimes we'll play a game like Call of Duty because we want to be competitive. Sometimes we'll play games like Destiny, The Division, Skyrim, Dark Souls, things like that, because we really want to put some time and effort, and we want to grind out things. We want to explore the lore. We want to do all of that, the exciting backstory stuff. But sometimes we just want to throw a game into our system. We want to sit back for an hour or two, and we just want to have fun. We just want to play a video game and escape the daily grind. And I think with Plants vs. Zombies, that's exactly what this is what this was developed for. You are going to run into your players who really care about their KDs and things like that. That's just the mentality of the shooter type video game player. But overall, the game certainly does not take itself seriously by any means, and I don't think you should take it seriously. Really, it's an over the top, fun game that you can just sit down and just play, just have fun. I mean, how many games can you be a little imp that goes on like a little, I don't know, I can't, like roid rage top spin, shooting pistols all over the place, call down a big mech suit like you do kind of in Titanfall, and then you start running and you reckon that, just destroying things left and right. Or how many times can you take your cactus character, your cactus sniper, and you can put funny glasses and a cowboy hat and just all these just crazy over the top things that you can do to your characters. And it's just, I think at the heart of this game, it's just about having fun. It's just about enjoying playing a video game. Can it be annoying sometimes, especially with the character balancing? Yes. Like I mentioned earlier, you do run into teams where it's 10 roses to 2 corn stalks, and it's irritating. But again, you go into it knowing that I'm just here to play. I'm just playing to have fun, enjoy myself, and I'm not really going to take it seriously. And it's fun to play with friends and other people that you know. It does have what they call garden ops, which are off multiplayer missions inside things that you can go do. They have split screen in here, so you can play with somebody on the same console. It's just built, I think, with the idea overall of having fun and just enjoying what this video game is at its core, and just playing something to get away from all of the crap and everything else that you deal with on a daily basis, and just kind of enjoy yourself for a few hours. So I think if you're looking for a game where that's what you're looking for, you're going to get that in this. If you're looking for something like Call of Duty or Battlefield or anything like that that's really tactical, there are tactical aspects to that. Each character is not just a character that you can run and gun with. They are meant for certain purposes, and you can play that way. You certainly can play the roles of the characters and be tactical. You can run the support class, you can run snipers, you can do all of those things. Or, like I said, you can just pick a character, go out there and have fun, and really not even care about what's going on in the game. You're just enjoying the time frame. So if you're looking for that, I would definitely say this is going to be a game that you may want to pick up, if that is really kind of the main aspect of it. So is it fun? Yes, it is fun. So it's going to go ahead and bring me to my last category, which I think is honestly, in this day and age with the price of video games and everything like that, how long is it going to last? What's this game's replayability and its longevity? If they do the free updates and everything like that, and the free DLC they did with the first one, with this one, I think the longevity is going to be good. I'm not saying it's something where people are going to be playing year-round, constantly. You're going to see high numbers on the servers, because that's going to be unrealistic with Call of Duties and Star Wars and Battlefields and now The Division and everything else coming out that's going to take the player base away. But I think because it is a solid game, there's very few issues with it, and they do support it with free DLC. If they do, like they did the first one, I think you're going to see a steady community in this game. So I think whereas you're going to run out of stuff to do on your own with the garden ops and things like that, eventually you'll finish all that, unless they add new missions to it. I think you can expect a long not a long, but a decent longevity for it. So that brings me to my final verdict of this game. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. And that may seem a little high to you. I'm definitely not going to go 9 or 10 like that because, again, its core mechanic is going to be the multiplayer. I used to believe that multiplayer-only games were going to be amazing, but they are... They do lack, unfortunately. So I can't give it a 9 out of 10. But because it doesn't have very huge, glaring issues, and that it is really fun, it does what it is supposed to do, and it does it really well, and it is going to have a decent longevity. I think it's going to have a nice community that continues to play it, and if they continue to support it with that free updates that they did from like they did in the first one, you're going to see that community continue to stay around with the game. It's definitely worth picking up. I think if anything, you're looking for a game to just play, have fun, and not take seriously, it's definitely worth it. Is it $60? If you're a fan of the Garden Warfare or Plants vs. Zombies, yes, I am. I pay the $60. If not, and you can catch it on sale, it's a definite must-buy if you can catch it on sale. So that's my review for Plants vs. Zombies. I'm going to continue to do all of my reviews going forward in this format, kind of going over those 3 main categories, because like I mentioned, to me, those I think are those are the most important things when it comes to a video game as far as whether I'm going to spend my money on it. So again, guys, I appreciate all of your time watching this video and the support of the channel. I'm working on my review for the Division. I actually just happened to finish that tonight. So I'll go ahead and get that started for us, and then we'll get everything ready for April's game of the month. I will have another video here shortly, something special I'm doing new that I hope you guys like as well. So again, thanks for your support of the channel, and I will catch you next time.